Hello everybody, welcome to my Heroes of the Storm casting tutorial version 2. So I once did a tutorial for this already, it was a couple of years ago. The situation back then was that I was a caster and I had pieced together information from a lot of different resources, and I had the feeling there's like no big overarching documentation of like how to get really from point zero, you have no idea about casting or streaming, to the point where you can confidently and comfortably cast, for example, an Nexus Gaming Series game or Heroes Launch game or any other competitive Heroes of the Storm game, and even switching between these, right? So I decided, okay, let's do this tutorial. A second reason I did that was that the program Soothsayer was new at that point, or relatively new. Not many people have used it yet, and but it is a really cool tool. So I decided, okay, in the same go, I can also make like this tutorial about Soothsayer and present all the cool features which it actually offers. By now, I think Soothsayer is much more popular along the streamers of Nexus Gaming Series and Heroes Launch, for example, and a lot of people use it. So it's not that needed anymore that there is like a tutorial about Soothsayer specifically, but we're still gonna go into Soothsayer. So now what is gonna happen in this tutorial is we're gonna go through two important milestones. The first milestone is setting you up for streaming, just streaming, like streaming your gaming, for example. And the second important milestone is, of course, setting up your casting setup, so that you can go and cast an Nexus Gaming Series, for example, because that requires much more than just streaming whatever you're doing on your computer, obviously. So now the next question is like, why version 2? Like, I mean, I did this videos back in the past. Why this effort to update them? And there's a couple of reasons. First of all, a lot of stuff just got outdated. We have all these programs on new versions now. Buttons have moved to other places. The Twitch homepage looks a little bit different now. You will not find all these things in the same places as before. And if you're watching the old recordings from my first tutorial, you might be at a loss for some of these features we are talking about there. So that is an important reason to update everything. The second reason is I want to tweak a little bit the didactic path, how I am explaining things. I want to streamline it a little bit. The third reason is I want to chop everything up into smaller, more digestible chunks. So the first recording was 3 videos, each video over an hour long. A lot of people looked at that and said like, no, I'm not gonna do this. And so they just backed off. And I think that's something we can work out here, is just have everything in shorter videos, and then like everybody can jump in at the point where they decide, okay, this is where I'm comfortable already. I know how to do streaming, for example. I don't need to know all of that. I've just jump in right into like how to set up my caster setup. Or maybe you already have that already and you just want to learn the newest stuff, right? And you want to, maybe you have like some ideas you want to implement and you hope to find some extra information in this tutorial. So I'm gonna chop it all up into like smaller pieces so that this is more accessible and not so intimidating. Fourth reason is I want to add more content. There are some cool new things which are available to Heroes of the Storm casters, which I have not touched upon in the first tutorial, because it basically did not exist back then, right? So this is another thing I want to update this with. So concerning a little bit the structure, so we are right now in episode 1, in which I just explained what the things I did explain, and in the next episode, I'm going to talk a little about what our first milestone will encompass and what we are going to set up.